Tribe, we're back. I have a quick question for you. Have you ever heard a story and you realized that the person was manifesting the whole time, but they didn't even know it? I mean, even Bob Proctor calls this the unconscious competent, meaning that the person is successful, but they don't even know why they're successful. Or the person is manifesting, but they don't even know why or how or the reason why they're manifesting. It's just working for them. And that, my friends, is what happened to my mom. I have such a wonderful story, a strong story of a mom manifesting, but she didn't even know it. And guess what? She wasn't using some type of fancy manifesting technique. She wasn't trying to visualize it. She wasn't using scripting, but her result was undeniable. Her result was so flippin' amazing. I want to share this story with you. But lo and behold, let's shoot over to the story. My mom's was getting ready to retire. She's retired now. She retired January 1st of this year. So now she's retired because it's already the middle of March. But before, she was planning on retiring. So when I went home last time, we were kind of planning her retirement. She was all stressed out about retirement and didn't think she could afford retirement. So we hired an attorney to kind of help us kind of plan for retirement, plan for the income and stuff like that. But the attorney was like, well, you make too much money. You gotta, you gotta stop making so much money. So then it's like, well, yeah, once she actually retires and she doesn't have work income, that work income constantly coming in, she just has her pension and Social Security and other things coming in. Like, it's just that work income that makes her make a lot of money. So that was a game plan, is kind of hire an attorney to kind of help us out, but he didn't want her to make money. So he's like, I understand once she's retired, she's not going to have this income, but after she retires, she needs to stop making money, but she makes too much money. Okay, so that's the premise. Okay, now let's kind of flip over to my mom a little bit. My mom is kind of like a worrywart. Okay, and sometimes she's the one I pick on in my videos, where when it becomes bill time, maybe you sit down the first of the month or middle of the month to pay bills, and when it's bill time, you're just like, you walk over and you just sit down, pay your bills. That's kind of my mom, you know what I mean? And she puts so much like energy into, like, almost negative energy on paying bills, and just kind of being a worrywart around paying bills. It kind of worrying. I mean, just a worrywart with everything. Like if we go to McDonald's, and lots of times I go home, we'll go to McDonald's. We like kind of caramel fraps, so we get caramel fraps together. And like, as we're pulling in McDonald's, she'll say something like, well, hopefully the caramel frap machine's not broke, or hopefully, they make it right this time. She's kind of that worrywart a little bit. Kind of puts that ounce of, I mean, she's not like negative to hang around, but just that worry side of her, like, things aren't going to work out, and being tremendous worry on paying bills and stuff like that. Okay, so I had to put this in because this is a strong thing. So she's naturally like a worrywart, and lots of them I go home, I work with her and stuff like that, or sometimes I just call it out, you know what I mean? And like, Mom, stop thinking this way. You need to think this way. And okay, but now we have the attorney telling her that you got to stop making money. I don't want to see you making any more money. Once you stop working, once you retire, all I want to see is your pension. All I want to see is your Social Security, or anything else you're getting, but I don't want to see work income no more. Stuff like that. So he's like, you can't make no more money. Okay. So it just like switched my mom. Besides her worrying about like paying bills, it stressed her out. Besides her being a worrywart on like, if we went out and get our caramel fraps, stuff like that, it switched into, I can't make money. I can't make no more money. So she was just super anal about, I can't make money. I can't make no more money. I make too much money. Okay. this is where this is going. And this is really the knot technique that Neville Galder taught, especially if you do the ladder technique. I will put the video down below of the authentic ladder technique that Neville taught. But so, and I'll explain the knot technique a little bit farther when we get into the story. But see, she got super anal. Like, I'm serious. Like, when you talked to her on the phone, when I was still there, her whole focus was, I can't make money. I can't make money. I can't make no more money. You know what I mean? So that replaced all the other worrying stuff that she was worried about. But I laugh because I just talked to her yesterday about this. This is what reminding me of this video is amazing things started to happen. Let me tell you, just like crazy things. And I'm not going to get all of it right or all of it. I'm not going to really remember all of it. That's what I mean. All of it would be accurate and right, but not remembering all of it. And I mean, she was so extreme with it. She was just like, I mean, she would ask me questions like, well, the attorney said, like, I can't make no more money, so I'm going to get a pension for work, so maybe I won't take my pension. So that's how far she was doing it. Like, the attorney said, I can't make no more money, so I'm not going to take my pension for work. She's actually going to turn down her pension. So I'm the one sitting there saying, Mom, no, take your pension, take everything that's going to come to you. You worked hard for all this stuff. Make sure you make sure you take it. Okay. Don't turn anything away. I'm telling her this stuff, but this is how far she's taking this. And like I said, amazing things started to happen. And like with her Social Security, she's telling her, I can't make money. I can't make money. I can't make more money. I make too much money. I can't, this is her flipping dogma thoughts, dude. When she sat down she had to contact Social Security, but she was going to retire and stuff like that. She ended up getting it's not like a raise through Social Security, but she ended up getting like almost like a 1/3 more, just like a bump in Social Security. Okay. It doesn't stop there. Then when she didn't know that much about her work pension, and she said, well, I'll probably only get like a low amount, but she ended up getting twice as much. Okay. There's another thing like with she gets like it's kind of like a pension through work, but helps you pay for like medical bills and stuff like that. She didn't think she was going to get that, or maybe get super tiny, but she got a lot. Okay. Let me see another one here. She retired in January, so her work shuts down for the holidays for 2 weeks. So she retired at shutdown. So she didn't think she was only get basically vacation pay throughout the whole holidays, but she technically retired before vacation. She didn't think she was going to get vacation pay. There's also like a separate bonus they pay out, yearly bonus. She didn't think she was going to get that because that's kind of how her work does. Like, once you retire, whatever, if they don't have to give it to you, they won't. And long story short, she didn't think she was going to get it. Long story short, this is coming into January. She ended up getting like all the holiday pay. They paid her for all the holidays, all the work days, like a normal employee. So she got like a big chunk there. Then after that, after a few weeks, she found out about this bonus, but she's thinking, oh, I'm not going to get the bonus because I'm already retired. They're just, they're just not going to give it to me. Then she's thinking, well, even if I do get the bonus, it's probably only a couple $100. She ended up getting the bonus, and it was like almost 10 times that amount. So, I mean, when I was talking to her, and I was telling her, well, isn't it amazing how things just work out? But when I was talking to her, one thing that came to my mind was the knot technique. And once she got laser focused on, I don't need, or once she got laser focused on, I can't make no more money. I can't make no more money. And that was her main emotion, bringing so much emotion to it. everything just started coming. Like everything just started coming. She was getting way more in Social Security and they actually bumped her up. You know, she was getting twice as much in her pension now. She was getting twice as much in what she thought. She was getting twice as much in her work gives another, I don't know what they call it, but it's not a pension, but another help you pay for medical bills and stuff like that. If you go to the doctor, prescriptions, all that stuff. Okay, getting twice as much there. And with all the little bonuses that she shouldn't have got because she retired, she actually got anywhere from 2 times to 10 times more than what she was even thinking. And all these things just kind of started popping in. And we talked about this yesterday. And another thing was what kind of stirred up this conversation. The kicker of this story is she gets this letter in the mail. She gets this letter in the mail. And I won't say her last name to keep it confidential, but she gets this letter in the mail. It's from an attorney. And it's from a family member. It's not our family, but the attorney was searching for a family member of this guy because he passed away and the guy was rich, so he left like $9 million. So they reached out to my mom to try to figure out if my mom was related to him because they can't find any family that's related to him anymore for his estate. His estate was $9 million. So the attorney was like, I don't want to leave, I don't want to just, if we can't find a family member, well, that money goes to the government, goes to the state, then I can't take it. I can only take what's allowed to me inside the estate. So, I'm just trying to reach out to find a family member. Now, my mom wasn't, as far as she knew, she wasn't related to him. But we were laughing about it. This is what stirred up this whole conversation. We were laughing about it. I was like, holy crap. She's basically doing the knot technique. Like, I can't make no more money. I can't make no more money. And she's literally in the beginning wanting to turn things down, turn things away because she makes too much money. Like, nah, I don't need, I know I'm not going to take my pension. And she's literally going to do it. And I'm the one talking her into it. No, Mom, you need to do this. And she gets this letter of, some family member having 9 million in their estate. So I was just like, holy crap, like the power of the knot technique. Okay. And that's what I want to talk a little bit about beyond this story is why is a knot technique so powerful? And Neville Goddard now he didn't create the knot technique. Other people did even before Neville Goddard. Maybe they didn't call it the knot technique. So Neville Goddard didn't create all this stuff. Okay. There's people way before him. There was people before Abdullah, all that stuff. If you know Neville Goddard. But like I said, with a ladder technique, what Neville Goddard did, he mixed basically the knot technique with the ladder technique. So during the nighttime, you go inside your imagination, you see yourself climbing up and down the ladder, and until you drift off to sleep. You do this until you drift off to sleep. You hold your intention until you go to sleep. But during the day, now how Neville Goddard did it, during the day, you post all over your house. Maybe you write sticky notes and put them all over. Like wherever you're going to be. If you go to work, you have something out so you can see it. Basically saying, I will not climb a ladder. I don't want to climb a ladder. Why do I want to climb a ladder? Because I climbed many ladders before in my flipping life. Why do I want to do it? I don't need to do it. Okay. That's the knot technique. That's what technically my mom was doing with her finances is I can't make no more money. I don't want it. I can't make no more money. No, I'm going to deny this and deny this. But then when she started doing that, she was so emotional about it. Like things just flipping started flying into her. And I mean, she just retired in January. She told her work, and I believe in October, she had to give a 2-month notice. I believe in October or a 3-month notice. So from October to now, only in like a 5 or 6 month window, things were just flying in her life when she just flipping focused on, I don't need. I can't, meaning money. Meaning like in my mom's sense, if you're saying, I don't, no, I'm not going to take my pension, means you have enough. You don't need it. But when you have that mentality, it ends up coming to you. You end up attracting things to you, and it's flipping, things are just flying in. That's the knot technique. And the reason why I never got to pick the ladder was because the ladder was something that it was easy not to get attached to. Makes sense. That's why I picked the ladder. I mean, you could replace the ladder with a cup of coffee. Anything. Something simple that it's not attached to. But your whole goal with a ladder technique is during the day you say, I don't want to climb a ladder. Your whole goal is not climb a ladder. I'm not going to do it. Okay. Period. But eventually what will happen is you'll be put into a situation where you have to climb a ladder. You don't want to do it, but you have to do it. Or you find yourself, maybe you forget for a moment, then you end up climbing a ladder for something. Maybe you have to hand somebody something or whatever. Then you totally forget at that moment. And then you climbed up a ladder. It doesn't mean you climbed up 100-foot ladder, but the power of the knot technique. It's like the same thing is if you put, now this is the tough side of the knot technique. This is the tough side of people doing this. Is you want your dream house, your dream car, you want to be a millionaire, whatever you want. Do you say, I don't need it, I don't want it, I don't want my dream car, I don't need it, I don't want to be a millionaire, I don't need it. Okay. You say this is hard for people to do because they think, well, maybe it won't come. But the power of it is that when you say you don't want, you don't need, in that essence is meaning you already have. Does that make sense? It kind of flips, meaning you already have, because anytime you say, well, I don't need, you're very quickly going inside your imagination and thinking about it. Even if it's only for a couple seconds, you're thinking about it. Okay. You don't need it, but you already have it. Okay. Why do I need another $1 million when I got 15 million bucks in the bank? I don't need, you know what I mean? But me having that mentality of me not needing is it actually comes to me. And then the multiple opportunities come to me because I'm in that mode of the knot technique. Not wanting, not needing. I don't have to have it. I don't want to do it. And isn't it so true? Like even when we think back in our life, and this might take you a little bit to do, to really think back. Isn't it true that even when you think back when you're a kid, a teenager, in high school, college, doesn't matter. Like when you really didn't want to do something, isn't it weird that you find yourself doing it? Or when you really don't want something, you find yourself that you have it or it was given to you. You didn't have to pay for it. That's the power of the knot technique. Hey tribe, welcome back. Wasn't that an awesome story? Now, if you made it this far, you listened to the whole story, and I don't want to really repeat myself because I explained the story so good. I might have left some stuff out, just by accident and mistake, but there's a lot of stuff really in there. And I went over, and Navargata went over the knot technique, what she was really doing, but she didn't know she was doing it. But it was so powerful. Like it's so powerful when someone just naturally does this. Somebody just naturally is unattached. And that's what happened to my mom. She was just so unattached or so didn't want, she couldn't make any more money, so didn't want it. She was unattached from it. She had so much emotion wrapped around it because she's a little bit of a worrywart. So she came worrying about making too much money, and things happened for her rather quickly. I mean, within just a couple months, things just started working out wonderful for her, and things just started popping in her life just because she was like, oh, I can't, I don't need it, I can't have it, I can't take my pension. But then stuff just kept on coming in like flipping crazy fast, and amazing things started happening for her. But I just wanted to share that with you. So now comment below, let me know what you think. But also, we just launched a Live Life for Your Terms Inner Circle here. That's in the description as well. Check that out. You can actually check it out on the homepage here on YouTube, my channel homepage. Then if you want to work with me, the link is in the description as well. So check those two out. But other than that, blessings to you, and I'll see you in the next video.